Howdy, welcome back, homesteaders. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jeremy and you've arrived at Colony Hills Homestead. So I'm going to answer a question from a viewer today. I've also had some friends and family comment and ask questions as well on this subject. It is weed control for your garden. So this isn't easy, may not be easy to hear, but we're fixing to dive right in. Stay tuned. All right, we're going to have a look at the garden area here, one of our growing areas. As you can see, we've got some areas that are tilled. We've got poblano, jalapenos there. We've got a row of okra. I'm going to finish laying in some okra right here later today. All right. We've got a row of bush bean here. We have a couple types of yellow squash here. You can see the row's pretty clear of weeds. We have a row of zucchini, a couple different types. And we have way too many tomatoes. Here's two rows of various types of indeterminate and determinate tomatoes. So we're going to be talking about this bed today. All right, I want you to notice the width between the rows, okay? The width between the rows of the tomatoes, zucchini, and squash are wide enough if I keep things pruned for that tiller over there to go down. All right, now you will have to keep these pruned. I have pruned the zucchini today. There are a couple leaves here that I will take out that are kind of coming across into the till area. And these tomatoes will get a Florida weave. Their first round of Florida weave today, which will straighten some of them up, which have tomatoes on them now. And that will get them back in line. And I will also do some pruning around the bottom of those. Now, let's get to weed control. So there are a lot of different thoughts on weed control. A lot of things that work great, a lot of things that are just really a waste of time. So the bed that we looked at is a tilled in the ground bed. And I will tell you, if it's your first year of doing that, you are going to have your hands full controlling the weeds. But I'll tell you, like anything else, it will progressively get better every year. A few things to do that'll help you prevent continued growth. When you're mowing, when you're weed eating, make sure that you're doing that to where it will blow and go away from your garden area, okay? Now my garden, my whole property actually is on a slope. So therefore when it rains, it's gonna be bringing those weed and grass seeds through my garden all the time. But yet I still have it under control and I'm not breaking my back every day. So some methods people will use, they'll tell you to drown out those weeds with mulch. Well, that helps. That helps. It's also very expensive. And I like in my ground gardens to be able to cultivate the dirt to keep moisture under control, make sure that it's not too wet, causing root rot. And I want to make sure that those roots are getting adequate circulation, air, oxygen. So what I actually do is I'll pick a row or two a day and I will go and cultivate it by hand. So a lot of weed control is not a mystery juice, a spray, a sprinkle of dust. It's work, guys, okay? Now, should you get on your hands and knees and pull every single piece of grass that isn't a veg or a fruit out of the ground? I don't. I will tell you what I do to starve the weed or to starve it, to take its energy away, is I cultivate. So that weed will eventually lose its energy and basically get frustrated and die, okay? A lot of weeds will have to come back through flowering and seeding, but a lot of grasses and weeds We'll use rhizomes to come back, which is tiny hair-like roots that you leave in the ground when you pull the weed a lot of times, and it'll just come right back. So what I like to do is cultivate and cultivate and cultivate, turning those rhizomes over, getting them closer to the surface, and making them start over, you know, multiple times, and eventually hoping to let the sun dry them out and be done with them. So every year I can tell you that I have had less and less weeds in my garden. I don't use mulch. I don't use a special spray that you can whip up in your kitchen. I try to keep my garden as organic as possible. I use no commercial fertilizers here. We use good old nature's fertilizer. We have rabbits, we have quail. Those are the things that we use out here. So every winter I will amend the soil with those things. We also try to let the leaf bed or the fallen leaves, we'll leave them in place, put some more organic material into it, and we just turn it into the soil every year. So I don't know if there's a magic way out there or if you were looking for a magic way, but I guess the deep, dark, hidden truth is it's work to keep your garden weed free. You know, strategically, you can do some things, as I said, with the mowing, the weed eating. You can get on your hands and knees and break your back and pull up every single stem. After the next rain, they're back again. Well, it'll eventually be cut in half and in half and half until you don't have that problem anymore. Cultivate. This is the best thing. If your rows are wide enough to where you can go down it with a larger self-propelled tiller, you know, which I have some rows that I can do that, then that's great, use that. If you want to get a yard broom, rake some of those weeds, the roots that turn over to the surface, or get them out of your garden, that'll help you guys, okay? But other than that, I pick a row every day and I walk up and down it with this cultivator and I turn everything over, and I don't do a lot of bending over and picking up weeds. I've had several back surgeries, and you wouldn't know it by looking at my garden, I guess, because everybody thinks that I have this magic way to repel weeds, but it isn't that at all. It's just good old hard work, common sense. So I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. I know there's not a lot of variety in this video, but it is a question that I'm asked a lot, and I just want to let everybody know I'm not holding back any secrets from anybody out here. There is no special potions. You just got to get out there with your hands and do the work, guys. But it's enjoying work. It's very enjoyable. If you're looking for a way to relieve some stress, anxiety, maybe from life, maybe from your job, then get to gardening, get to growing, because there's no better thing in life than being a little more self-sustained. Nothing tastes better on the table for you and your family than something that came from your hard work and your hands and the good Lord. So until next time, God bless. See you on the flip side. Keep growing.